Sometime around turning 45, inflation started changing our lives. Honestly, it kind of started crushing us. Now, I have always been frugal and we have lived in poverty before, but being low income in an expensive state with a large family, that forced a hard look at every dollar leaving our home. So I doubled down on what I already knew how to do: gardening, canning, back to so many of the old ways and old-fashioned habits that save money, because those old-fashioned habits, many of them really still work. So today I'm giving you a list of 9 or 10 things that I stopped buying sometime after turning 45. Now, some of these things I stopped buying out of necessity, but some just out of hard-won wisdom. And some because once I learned a better way, there was just no going back. Before I forget, would you comment below with something you stopped buying and don't miss? If you're new here, I'm Shayla. I have been building homemaking and homesteading skills for over 33 years. I'm a wife of over 20 years, a mom of 6, and a second-generation homeschool mama living on a mountain homestead. This channel is about building a home that actually works practically, financially, and from a place of faith. If that's what you're looking for, make sure you've subscribed. We're going to start with canned soup because that's what's happening in these scenes. I stopped buying canned soup a long time ago. In fact, I was cleaning out my pantry and I saw just exactly when I stopped buying it. I had an expired couple cans of tomato soup and they were about 3 or 4 years old. Now, I didn't stop buying it because I have endless hours in my day. I definitely do not. But the thing is when you know how to batch cook from scratch your own soup and you kind of make it a habit, it doesn't take very much thought or time. So our kitchen produces 168 servings of food every single week. My family cooks too, so I'm not personally responsible for all of the food, only maybe about half. But still, this is a working kitchen, and part of what keeps it running is having ready-made meals in jars on my pantry shelf. I can open up a jar, heat it up, and serve it in the time it takes to slice a loaf of bread. There's hearty beef and vegetable stew, chicken soup, a thick high-protein chili con carne. All of these things can go into quart jars and into the pressure canner and onto the shelf. Today, I'm doing a chili con carne. Now, on the days where I'm working or managing the homestead, the gardens, homeschooling, things like this keep the whole homestead running, and I can still put real, nourishing meals on the table for my family. In fact, they can do it themselves because it's already done. I want to be transparent too. We do garden. In a good year, we can grow around 70 to 75% of our own food, which is wonderful. It's a dream come true. Last year, our harvest was rough though, and we were leaning on the store more than usual. That's just the reality of homesteading though. We also try to raise as much of our own meat as possible. We've done chickens the last few years. I'll be honest, it doesn't actually cost less than buying chicken. Costs about the same, but the quality is better, and that matters to us. This year we're trying something new. We're doing lambs and pigs. Both graze pasture, which cuts feed costs significantly. So I think we'll be doing this from now on too. But the point is, we're always working toward a more self-sufficient kitchen. Canned soup from the store just has no place in that picture, and it's full of chemicals too. Now, if you want to learn how to do a full batch cooking and pressure canning day, I do have a water bath canning course on Patreon, and I show you how to pressure can beans. You can join me on Patreon for as little as $5 a month, by the way. I'll put the link in the description. Another thing that I stopped buying is hair dye. Not because there's anything wrong with coloring your hair if that's what you enjoy, but because I am kind of vehemently unsubscribing from buying into the idea that aging is somehow something to be ashamed of. I'm just so sick of ageism. Scripture calls gray hair a crown of glory, and I've decided I am not putting that poisonous hair dye on my head anymore. I've decided I'm gonna embrace this season instead of trying to hide it. I want to learn how to age gracefully, if there is such a thing, with purpose and wisdom and as much health as I can, and that's what I'm going to focus on, building health and strength.
So I stopped buying hair dye, but I also stopped buying the lie that feeling miserable is just a part of getting older. And I stopped buying into the idea that if you're told your labs are normal, that means you should just learn to live with the symptoms. The truth is, hormone changes, they can affect so much more than people realize. I was experiencing things that were affecting my quality of life, like brain fog, poor sleep, mood changes, hot flashes, weight gain, and just not feeling like myself. That's why I partnered with Midi Health, the sponsor of today's video. Midi Health is a virtual care clinic founded by women who understand how frustrating the perimenopause stage can be. The clinicians specialize in women's midlife health, including perimenopause, menopause, weight management, and longevity. They take the time to listen, to help you understand what's going on, and work with you to find solutions in your individual needs. Their clinicians can order lab work and advanced screenings when appropriate, and they can prescribe medications for hormones, weight management, and more. They also bill insurance, just like any other clinic, and most visits are covered. In my first visit with a Midi clinician, she spotted something potentially life-threatening that my doctors were overlooking. It was something that I had been concerned about, and she immediately said that it was something that should have been further investigated sooner, and she was able to help me get the ball rolling to get to the bottom of what's going on there. It was such a relief to finally have someone look more carefully and take me seriously. For me, aging gracefully, it doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It means being a good steward of the body that God has given me, asking questions and finding clinicians who truly listen. If you have been looking for answers or just want support from clinicians who specialize in this stage of life, visit trymidi.com/mountain mama or click the link in my description to schedule a virtual visit and join the more than 200,000 women who trust Midi with their midlife care.
Another thing that I stopped buying for the most part is decor that doesn't double. So I'll be honest, I do slip up on this sometimes, but my rule that I try to go by and that I've actually tried to go by since I turned 40 is if I need something or if I want a piece of decor that is not art or a picture, I try to make sure that it doubles. So in other words, if I'm going to buy something that I need, if it's going to sit out on my counter or my shelf half the time, it might as well earn its place and also serve as basically a piece of decor. Like my colanders are a good example. I knew that these colanders were going to be out on display, so instead of buying the cheapest ones I could find, I found some quality ones that were also beautiful since they were always going to be out and visible and within easy reach. I like things within easy reach. I don't like digging for what I need. I also have a TV cover in our living room. It looks like decor, but it's actually a TV cover. Every piece I bring in, I ask, is this piece of decor going to also function for something practical? Is it going to look good doing the job? If the answer is no, I will often put it back. Another thing that I don't buy anymore on a regular basis are calendars. So my kids wanted one this last New Year's, and so I did get one. It's just a plain simple calendar, and the kids do seem to enjoy using, well, one of the kids, just one. But for the most part, for the most people in the home, it's completely ignored. We use planners. I have my planner that I sell on my website, and I like to have a planner with a calendar inside of it. We also use and absolutely love the Everblog calendar and chore system. Both of these combined are the best tools that we have added to our home management system. And of course, with my planner, it is a printable one and it's undated, so you can date it yourself. So it saves a lot of money in the long run. If you want to take a look at my planner, it is on my website. And if you want to go deeper into my home management systems, my planners, and how to use them, and how to get your family on the same page, I actually talk about this in depth in Module 2 of Restored in Radiant. It's my signature homemaking course, and it is on my website. So I will link to that below for you too. But another thing that we stopped buying, at least in bulk like we were, is paper towels. Now we still do have some. I want to be upfront about that. You can see them in these scenes, some of them anyways. But I don't buy them the way that I used to because I switched to rags, kitchen rags, cleaning rags. I keep a basket of them and I reach for those first. Whenever a t-shirt wears out or something else that can work as a paper towel, I will say paper towels in this house are for things that I really don't want to put a rag through or that I don't want to wash. Let me put it that way. There are some things that are too gross to clean up and I don't want to put it through the washing machine. And so, yeah, there are paper towels for that. But now when we buy paper towels, we don't buy them in bulk quantities on a consistent basis like we did before. I mean, we do buy them in bulk, but we don't go through them like we used to. So it's a small shift. But over the course of a year, it really adds up. And honestly, it's just a more sensible way to run a kitchen. Another thing that I quit buying are extended warranties for the most part. Now there are exceptions, but here's the thing. I have not once successfully redeemed one of those stupid extended warranties without it becoming a part-time job. By the time you need it, you can't find the receipt. By the time you find the receipt, if you find it, the product is discontinued. By the time you get someone on the phone, you've been transferred 50 times, put on hold, and it's just really asinine. So I started saving the money and just put it in a small appliance fund. Now, like I said, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, especially for small appliances, they're just not worth it. All right, here is one that I think all midlife women are going to appreciate, but I also think that probably pregnant women are going to appreciate this too, and neurodivergent or people with sensory issues. Here it is, clothes that don't feel good. Here's what nobody tells you about being in your 40s. The hormones, they're everywhere. They're up, down, left, right, and you can go from perfectly comfortable to, I have got to get out of this fabric immediately in about 45 seconds. Perimenopause does not play around. 1 minute you're fine. The next, your waistband has become your mortal enemy. You're hot. Not the fun kind of hot. Not the kind you wish you were. And every tag and every shirt that you own is suddenly made of sandpaper. Or here's one, suddenly your thighs rub together and you notice it. And the pants grind with each step. I just really can't stand that. So for me, if it's uncomfortable, it's out. I don't care how cute it is. I don't care if it was on sale. If I cannot wear it happily for 6 hours while cooking, doing chores, it does not belong in my closet. Comfortable clothing at this age, it's not a luxury, it's necessary. If you're navigating perimenopause and wondering how it affects your homemaking, I talk about this in that course I was telling you about earlier, Restored and Radiant. It's in there because this is real life for so many of us, and it's a 10-year long period of time that affects all women, and it deserves a real conversation. On the same page, another thing that I stopped buying are uncomfortable shoes. They're just foolish. I don't care how much they cost or how beautiful they are. You can get the cheapest pair of cute shoes, but as you age, your back, your hips, they will start to change. I am a barefoot mama. All those jokes about barefoot and pregnant, I totally lived up to that and I enjoyed every moment of it. But now I have to have a splint in one of my shoes. I've got a leg that's shorter than the other and it's started to affect my hips and my back. So I have to invest in better shoes. And if they're not comfortable and if I can't wear them spring, summer, winter, and fall, then I'm not gonna get them. Practical and comfortable, that's the whole criteria now. Another thing that I stopped buying were purses. Around 45 or 46, I got done with the purse cycle. I love a good thrift find, and I had this gorgeous secondhand purse that I got so many compliments on, but it was pleather and the coating started coming off, and I was leaving little pieces of it everywhere I went, like a very unfashionable breadcrumb trail. So I sat down and I actually thought about how I live, how I get in and out of the car, how I move around the store. Now I have shoulder issues, so a heavy bag on one side's a problem, and I don't like setting my purse in a shopping cart. I don't like having to situate it every time I get back in the car. I have ADHD and I am on the go, go, go. I need something that keeps up with me, so I invested in a really good, real leather, crossbody small purse. It's durable, high quality, something built to last, and that means I will probably never have to buy another purse again. Well, maybe I will. We'll see. But one good purchase is amazing because it solves a problem for good. The next thing that is on the list of things that I stopped purchasing, and again, this is for the most part, and whenever I can help it, and that's cheap kitchen tools. So as I said before, my kitchen pumps out 168 servings of food every single week. Think about that. That is more like an industrial kitchen, a working kitchen. Cheap tools that are made for the average consumer. For example, a family of maybe 4, or, a single couple who is gone all day and doesn't actually use the utensils and appliances. That's fine. But a kitchen like mine, 168 servings of food every week, cheap tools just cannot keep up with that. For example, I was going through can openers like they were disposable. Whisks, oh my heavens, whisks were the worst. Blenders, I would buy these things, use them for not even a year, and they would give out on me. And every time I replaced them, there went more money. I was being nickel and dimed by my own kitchen. So I changed my approach and I started actually researching brands built to last. One of the best things I ever did was find a chef's supply store, an industrial store that supplies things for restaurants. If you have access to one, go. Anything built for a commercial kitchen is going to be made to hold up to some serious, sustained daily use, not made to be replaced in 6 weeks. This way you can buy once, buy right, buy to last. All right, last one, and I have saved the best for last. This isn't something you buy at a store, but I stopped buying in to shame. I'll be honest, I've been a crunchy mama and a homeschool mama from day one. Going against the grain is not new for me, but what I am done with is feeling like I owe anyone an explanation for the life we've chosen. Because here's what I've noticed. You can sit your child down in front of a screen for hours, let them become addicted to video games, and nobody blinks. You can feed them McDonald's 3 times a week. Nobody says a word. Send them to a public school and spend your evenings scrolling. Live however the culture tells you to live, and you're completely within limits. But if you buy a homestead for your kid and some bunnies and chickens, teach them at home, feed them real food that you grew and cooked together, try to give them a wholesome, loving, spiritually grounded environment, and suddenly people have a lot of opinions. I have spent too many years letting that get to me, and I'm just not doing it anymore. Honestly, after I turned 40 and the further into my 40s that I've gotten, I just seem to have lost the ability to make space for people that are entitled to completely godless and critical opinions about others. I've done a lot of research. Apparently, this is due to the declining hormone levels and is quite common in women in their 40s. The Bible calls gray hair a crown and women who build their homes with wisdom rare and valuable. It calls children a blessing. It calls us to be set apart, and I'm not going to be ashamed of living like I believe that. So there you have it. That's the list. 9, or was it 10 things that I don't buy anymore and don't buy into anymore. If any of this resonates with you and you want to go deeper into homemaking systems, scratch cooking, home food storage, managing a large family on a tight budget, or even homesteading, I would love to have you inside of Restored and Radiant. It's my full homemaking course at singinganewsong.com, and it covers it all. The link is in the description. And don't forget, I also have courses over on Patreon: water bath canning, sourdough, DIY bath and body care, meat birds, homeschool planning, and more. You can get it for as little as $5 a month. Everything is linked to below.